Hello there, Salim Omar here from CPA Marketing Genius, bringing you another episode with an exciting guest. His name is Adam Lean. Adam, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
So, folks, Adam is one of us, and the reason I say that is he is a former accountant turned two-time entrepreneur who built, scaled, and sold two businesses. And while helping other business owners, he realized his passion was teaching and providing tools to business owners to help them make more money and have peace of mind. He is the CEO of the CFO project.com that trains us, folks like you and me, accountants, bookkeepers, tax professionals, on how to offer outsourced CFO and business advisory services. Adam, I'm really excited. I really want to pick your brain on why CFO services? Like, why do business owners need a CFO or a business advisor?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. If you think about it, most businesses are small. I mean, according to multiple sources, 99% of all businesses, think about that, all businesses on earth are considered small. And the 1% of businesses that are large, Fortune 500 companies, publicly traded companies, they all have this position called a CFO, a Chief Financial Officer. And if you boil it down, the CFO's job is really to guide the leadership team on having a growing, successful business. I mean, that really is the job of a CFO. The CFO needs to understand the numbers, but they also need to understand business and financial strategy so that they can guide the leadership team to make sure that the business is financially healthy, is growing, is successful. But only 1% of businesses had that. Well, 99% of all businesses, the rest of all the businesses, they need somebody like that as well, because most businesses fail. You can look at multiple sources. 50% of all businesses never make it to their 5th birthday. I mean, think about that. 1 out of every 2 businesses go out of business. All that money, time, energy, resources that the business owner spent, gone for nothing. And then they're left with nothing. They have to go back and get a job that they don't want. They have to pay off all that debt that they incurred with their business. They could use somebody like a CFO to guide them on how to have a successful business. I mean, a CFO understands basic financial and strategic concepts like, how do I have enough cash? How do I generate enough cash from the business to keep going? Business owners don't have somebody to turn to, but they want the financial person in their life, which is the accountant, to tell them what to do. But here's the problem, Salim. Most accountants are too busy doing transactional and compliance work, like, doing the taxes, doing the bookkeeping or whatnot. They're so busy doing that they don't have time or even the know-how, really, to help the business owner do the one thing that the business owner wants, which is guidance on how to have a successful business. So the business owner's stuck because they don't know what to do. Because if you think about it, most business owners started a business because they're an expert at what they do. Like, think of a dentist. They start a dental practice because they're a dentist. Somebody that knows heating and air, a heating and air tech, will start a heating and air, business. The chef starts a restaurant. I mean, it goes on and on and on. These are people that are skilled at their craft. So they're looking to somebody, and might as well be the accountant, because they really would love their financial person to just guide them and tell them what to do. So the business owner's stuck because they have nobody. Their accountant's too busy to really help. And then the accountant's stuck because the accountant is too busy doing compliance and transactional work for low paying and high demanding clients. And they're not really making that much money, if you think about it, for all the time and effort they've invested in their career. So both parties are stuck. So business owners need somebody, might as well be the accountant.
And why do you say might as well be the accountant? Talk to us about, the relationship, and the positioning that the accountant has with the business owner.
Yeah, great question. There's not that many people that business owners can turn to for help. if you think about it, there's only a handful of people. Business owners can turn to their employees for help, but that's not an ideal solution because their employees are their employees. They're
Different
getting
mindset.
paid for them, right?
Different mindset.
Different mindset. They could turn to their spouse, but they can't bring home more baggage to their spouse, and their spouse really doesn't want to hear it. They can turn to their friends, and their friends will listen, but they really don't get it, especially if they're not business owners. They could turn to their banker, but their bankers probably never ran a business in their lives, and all they know how to do is issue loans. So what's left? Really, it's the financial people in their life, their accountant, their bookkeeper. And so the bookkeeper and accountant already understand one thing that the business owner doesn't really understand, which is numbers.
Yeah,
the finance,
that's the engine. That's
exactly.
the engine.
The business owner knows they need to understand numbers, but they really don't want to. And so they rely on their trusted advisor, which they want their trusted advisor to be their accountant. And their accountant who understands this confusing thing called accounting. Because if we all as accountants have to remember that most people don't understand this. It comes easy to us because we're accountants, but most people don't understand it. Not to mention all the millions of business owners out there, they don't know accounting. They don't get it. Looking at a balance sheet might as well be written in Greek. And we have to remember that it is written in a foreign language. It's written in accounting language, and it doesn't make sense to most people. So you can't really just expect a business owner to understand it. They want you to understand it for them and just tell them what to do. So the accountant knows this confusing thing, numbers and accounting, and the business owner, they're smart people. They know that the business, in order to stay in business, you must have cash flow. They get it. Well, cash flow is a numbers concept. So they want to turn to their numbers people to help them understand that concept and just tell me what to do to improve revenue, profit, and cash flow. And that's what they want their accountant to do. The other thing that the accountant and the other reason why accountants and CPAs and bookkeepers are the best people for this is because if you think about it, business owners, most of them are in trouble. Most of them are going to eventually fail. They're not financially healthy, and this is embarrassing to them. They do not want to just shout out to everybody and reveal their secrets, their embarrassing secrets, the poor state of their financials to just anybody. But guess who already knows? Their accountant. So if you already know, you might as well be the one to help them. And the business owner, if you could say, I can help you improve this, the business owner will say, tell me, yes, I want you to do that.
Yeah. It's very uniquely placed. I feel the accountant is very uniquely placed with a lot of trust, a lot of relationship that they've got, and really a look in the inside. They already have a look in the inside. They have a look under the hood. And if they can then utilize their observation and everything they know by looking under the hood and bringing it to the business owner in terms of what they need to do going forward to make their business better and more efficient and so forth, right? So now the question that comes about, can an accountant or bookkeeper, do they have the skills, right? Then we know accounting stuff, we know tax stuff, we know the technical stuff, but how do we get that and bring it to the business owner in terms of forward-looking advice?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think that most accountants and bookkeepers currently and inherently have the skills right now, but they are the best possible people to learn the skills. And here's what I mean by that. There's thousands, if not millions, of business coaches out there, but business coaches, I believe, do in large part a disservice to their clients because they're getting their clients to do things and they're giving advice and making decisions on behalf of their client, and they have no idea how those decisions are going to impact cash flow. They're telling their clients how to, they're giving them marketing advice and leadership advice, whatever that means, and operational and logistical advice on how to improve their business. And yet most of the business coaches out there don't understand numbers themselves. So they're not able to forecast to see, well, how is this decision going to help with cash flow? How is it going to help with revenue? And how is it going to help with profit? They don't get it. But accountants do. Accountants can do that because they already understand the numbers. So with a little bit of training on how to take those numbers and figure out where those numbers are going to go in the future, forecasting, as well as taking the forecast and figuring out what are the main drivers of the business based on my forecast that I need to improve for my client. If accountants had a little bit of that training, they would be unstoppable and they could really help their clients grow. So right now, most accountants don't really have that training because most accountants are trained to record the past. They're trained to do the taxes and the bookkeeping. But they have a very solid foundation, way more than other people that we just talked about a few minutes ago that are in the business owners' lives, business coaches, their spouse, their friends, bankers, their employees. So the accountant is in the best possible place to learn how to help a client's business really grow. And here's the other thing that I think a lot of people who want to get into CFO work or business advisory work, one thing they miss is that you could be the most credentialed CFO on the planet. You could be the CFO for General Electric, for Coca-Cola, multi-billion-dollar organization. You could be the CFO today and still fail at being a CFO to small and medium-sized business owners, which are 99% of the businesses anyways. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you are in a position of advising. The CFO for Coca-Cola, their job is to do. They are literally employed by the company to make sure the business is financially healthy. When we're in the position of advising, we're an outsourced CFO or business advisor, whatever you want to call yourself, we're not doing, we're guiding. So if we can't get the client to take action, then we will fail. So it's not enough just to understand all the technical sides of being a CFO. You also have to understand what we call the soft sides of being a CFO. You have to understand how to talk to business owners in a way to get them to take action. You have to understand how to make plans. We call them action plans in order to get a business owner to take action. And then you have to be able to follow up with them throughout the month to make sure they are taking action. Because if they don't take action, despite you giving them the best plans in the world, if they don't take action, their business is not going to change and you'll fail.
Got it. Great. So yeah, this is so good. I want to kind of segue into just going a bit more into the nuts and bolts of it, and looking at it, looking at it from a standpoint of, you've got a practitioner that has, say 35 business clients currently that he or she serves, and they've got a couple hundred personal tax returns. Personal tax clients. So 35 business clients. What percentage of these folks would be interested in CFO services? And is that an additional service? Is that packaged as one with the accounting service, or is there a separate engagement letter? What have you seen in terms of how does a firm owner execute this?
It's a good question. So if they have about 35, you said 150 tax returns, what percentage of those would be interested? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So like 35 business, where they're doing bookkeeping work, payroll, sales tax, and
got it. Okay.
And then they've got a couple of 1040 clients.
Got it. Okay. So I would say the clients that own businesses, all of them would be interested. Not all of them are going to eventually become CFO or business advisory clients, but all of them would be interested. And here's what I mean by that. Every business wants somebody that they trust. And if you're already their accountant, they trust you. They inherently trust you. And if you come to them and say, hey, I was going through your tax return, I was going through your books, and I noticed, I spotted some red flags and I spotted some opportunities for growth. Can we get on a call tomorrow or next week? Who's going to say no to that? So they're all going to be interested.
Correct.
And because they already trust you. Yeah. And then when you get on the call, you go through the red flags or opportunities for growth and say, I have a service where I can help you do this. I call it an outsourced CFO service. Would you like to learn more? Of course, they're all going to say yes. Now, when you go through the sales process of courting a prospect from just a regular client or even somebody you've never met before to a full-fledged CFO service where you're charging thousands of dollars a month. We recommend that you charge no less than $1,500 a month for a CFO service. The average is probably charging about $2,500 a month, the average CFO. But so when you're courting a prospect who is probably paying you, less than $1,000 a year for tax return or, $500 a month for bookkeeping or whatnot, to all of a sudden you're saying my service is $25,000 a year. That's a big ask. So there's certain things you have to do along the way to court them. You can't just go up to somebody and just pitch this because they're going to say no. But if you do it the right way and you seem like you care about them and their business and you convey that you know how to help them and you understand their problems in their business and you understand where the business owner wants to go with their business, then they are going to sign on at a much higher rate as long as you follow certain steps. Because the thing is, business owners still want help. They want somebody that they could trust to tell them what to do. Now, that person that you're talking about that has 35 business clients but 150 tax returns, we found that that accountants will prioritize the things that are timely rather than things that are important. So what's important is servicing your business clients that you're charging way more than tax returns. But because tax returns have to be done in a certain time frame, or even bookkeeping, if you think about it, has to be done in a certain time frame, even though they get paid way less to do that, they're going to place way more emphasis on that.
That's more urgent.
It's more urgent. That's right. And so if we recommend one of two things, and there's no right way. Anybody can structure their business, but we found that if you like being your client's full-fledged accountant, you want to do their taxes and maybe their bookkeeping and their business advisory, then you could package everything as one service and say this is the service. But if you do that, we recommend you have different meetings with your client where you're wearing different hats. When you're wearing the tax hat, you have a meeting where all you talk about is taxes. When you're the CFO or business advisor, we recommend you don't talk about taxes or bookkeeping. You don't want to muddy the waters. You want to make it clear that this meeting is specifically focused on helping you figure out how to grow your business. Now, that's group A, people that like being there, want to be the full-fledged person. And if you wanted to be the full-fledged financial person for your client, then we recommend that you as the accountant become the CFO or business advisor and then hire people under you or even white label the tax return processing and the bookkeeping to other people. Now, that's group A. Group B are people that said, I don't want to go through another tax season. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And so we recommend they build a book of business clients where they're charging, anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 a month, being an outsourced CFO. If you get just 10 of those, you're going to replace your salary. The average accountant salary in the United States is $78,000. If you just get 5 clients, you're going to replace your salary. But if you get 10 at $1,500 a month, that's, $15,000 a month in revenue, multiply that by 12, that's what, 180,000, something like that. Then you're doubling what the average accountant salary is with only 10 clients. And you don't have to do those 150 tax returns. You don't have to go through another tax season. And so that's group A, group B. Neither's better than the other. It's just your preference, but that's how we recommend.
Good. Yeah, I see. I'm looking at the clock. We've got a couple more minutes and I want to squeeze in a couple more questions before we finish off. When you're working with an accountant, like the example I shared, somebody's got 35 business clients, they've got a couple hundred 1040s, they've been doing it for a while, and they join your program. What are some surprises that they have from a standpoint of things they didn't know or beliefs they had? Maybe, it could be like how easy it is to have these conversations or how receptive business owners are. Like,
Yeah.
is there one or two that stand out that you hear
Yeah.
from accountants that that have made the switch?
Great question. There's a couple that stand out. One is most accountants are shocked how easy it is to get a business owner to become a client. If you work the process, how we work the sales or the lead generation, the way we recommend, the way we teach in our program, accountants are shocked how easy it is to get a client to become a CFO client. And the reason is because most accountants have lived in the world of, I do taxes. And if you think about it in the business owner's mind, taxes are a necessary evil. Nobody's laying awake at night thinking, oh man, I can't wait till next tax season. They don't care. It's a necessary evil. It's like, I don't really look forward to going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I know I have to. I don't really look forward to it. And accountants over the past several years, since an accountant's been practicing for 20 years, they've had 20 years worth of their clients not really prioritizing them. And then all of a sudden, you're offering a CFO business advisory service, and now you're a sought after trusted advisor, and they really want to talk to you. And they do lay awake at night thinking, oh man, I cannot wait till I talk to my CFO because I have these 5 questions I want to get answered. Things like, should I have hired that person today? Or can I raise my prices? Should I buy this truck? Should I buy this building? Those types of questions. And so number one, accountants are shocked that it's so easy to get somebody to become a client. The second thing I think is a lot of accountants are shocked at how higher paying clients are actually easier to service. A lot of accountants take on these low priced clients just to get a bunch of clients in the door. And I mean, especially if they're transactional, if compliance clients, you're just doing the taxes, then they don't give you all their info till the very last minute. They're high demanding and they want to get on, 12 different phone calls and send you all these emails, and you're charging them $600 a year. I mean, that's just not worth it. A lot of accountants are shocked that the client paying you $3,000 a month for CFO services is less demanding, requires less work, and is way more fun to do. And I think those are 2 things that I think a lot of accountants are shocked at when they make this transition.
That's awesome. All right, Adam, this has been so good. Really enjoyed our conversation and really good stuff that you've shared with us. What's the best way for a listener or viewer to kind of take that next step or reach out to you?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different free trainings that we provide to accountants and bookkeepers and enrolled agents and CPAs on how to turn their practice into a CFO firm, or how to offer a CFO firm or add one to your business. So just go to thecfoproject.com. It's THECFOproject.com, or just Google the CFO Project. And you can take these free trainings, see if this is right for you.
That's awesome. Great. Thecfoproject.com. Super. Wonderful. Adam, thank you so much. This is so good. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you for inviting me.
You take care.